Well, today we're going to be removing that duckboard supply, removing the duckboard return, and replacing the duckboard with metal for the supply and metal for the return, and installing an Aprilaire 5000. And of course, as you see, the door frame is too close. You won't be able to slide the Aprilaire 5000 out, so I'm going to actually have the door up top. So I'm going to have to build a transition from the air handler to the Aprilaire 5000. So stay tuned and see how it turns out. Well, I guess it's a little too late to turn back now. 5 screws and some tape, and she's out of here. So now it's time to work on the return, get it cut loose, and then start reattaching everything. It's raining outside right now, so I'm hoping that the rain will slow down so I can unload the truck without getting everything wet, because anybody that's ever messed with metal and using a marker on it knows that water and marker just does not mix. So I'm going to take that off, and hopefully the rain slows down a little bit. Alright, well, I've got the Aprilaire 5000 sitting back there, as you see, and that is actually what I was planning on doing, you know, building the transition from the air handler to the Aprilaire 5000, and then putting a box behind the Aprilaire 5000. The problem is that stud space right there, where you see that piece of flex, is the only place I can come through to attach the return, because there's another stud space over there, but there's not enough room for the flex to come through because there's a flue pipe back there. I don't know if you can see it. So what I've decided to do is to build a box that leaves the air handler and goes back that way, and actually turn the 5000, lay it on top of the box, and then put a plenum on top of that, and that way I can attach the flex through and hit the box, and that way all my air is filtered. So, you know, sometimes you have to change your plans. I just did not see that flue pipe back there, so I just had to adapt and, you know, and overcome. So I've got the supply out. It stopped raining long enough, I guess, for me to unload the truck. So I've got my first piece cut back there. You can see it, kind of dark, but then I've got some mastic tape. I'm going to go ahead and run mastic tape along the bottom so I can seal the bottom up. There it is right here. And then once I get it across the bottom and squeegee it out, I'll set the base of my box on top of it, and then I'll seal it up. That's my first piece back there. Mastic tape is also good to hold up the metal when you need it second hand. Well, the return's almost built. I wanted to make it in 4 pieces because that way I could flange each side down, and I could screw that flange to the air handler itself and then seal it up with mastic tape. Now I just got to build the end cap for it back there and crawl back through that little hole and put that end cap on, and then lay my Aprilaire down and trace it out, cut the hole out, and then put my Aprilaire in place. After I get the Aprilaire 5000 in place, then I will put my 16 by 25 return plenum right there, put it together, then attach it to the case of the 5000, and then I'll just wire it up and it'll be ready to go. Then I get to work on this side. Well, with the return plenum in place and the Aprilaire 5000 case sitting on top, screwed in and sealed up, the holes in the plenum, I just had to measure the distance from there to up there, cut my 16 by 25 plenum, and then get it installed, sealed up. And then what I'm going to do, instead of going through that stud space there, I'm actually just going to run it through this stud space, across, and in the front. And that'll take care of that. So anyway, if I ever need to, I can get on my belly, snake my way through that little stud space, and then back there for whatever reason, or somebody can. So let me get this plenum cut and get it all set and sealed up and get that installed. And then I'm going to move to the supply. And once I get it all done, then I'll wire up the 5000. Then we'll be done and I can go home. So before I proceed with hanging that duck and connecting it to that start collar right there, just want to show you what it looks like. Like I said, we got our box built down there. We got our Aprilaire 5000 case in place. 16 by 25 plenum is above that, and then we have a start collar. Before I get through hanging that duck, I just wanted to show you what it turned out like, if I can get enough room. So there's the air handler, the box over there, 5000, the plenum, and then of course the sticky collar. I love these things. Got foam tape on the ring there, so I like them. Pretty nice. So that's it pretty much. And after I get through doing the supply, then I will wire it up and we'll stick power to it. Alright, so we're pretty much done with the Aprilaire 5000. I still got to wire it up and do the supply, but the video was pretty much about how to, you run into a situation like this, what do you do? Well, that's pretty much what you got to do. So flex is done, my little box is done, and all I got left to do is wire it up, and I've got a video about that if you want to see it, but yeah, pretty much done now. But there you go, Aprilaire 5000 installed in an unusual situation.